Dear students, I am going to continue the lesson My Childhood again. One day, paragraph number 9. One day he invited me to his home for a meal. One day means one day he invited means Shiva Subramanya Iyer, science teacher, invited Abdul Kalam for a meal. His wife was horrified at the idea of a Muslim boy. Horrified meaning is much frightened. Horrified meaning is so much frightened. Wife was so much frightened at the idea of a Muslim boy being invited to dine in her ritually pure kitchen. Ritually, now Shiva Subramania's wife was very rigid, you know that, and Shiva Subramania he did not have any obstacles about the religion, and he was very broad-minded person. Now Shiva Subramania is inviting Abdul Kalam for a dinner. Now what happens? His wife is there in the house and she did not like. She was very much frightened that Muslim boy is coming to a Hindu Brahmin's house and coming and eating, and ritually pure kitchen, she is telling, kept protected from all outside influences for the observances of religion. Means nobody, Muslim people and all are not allowed to enter in the Hindu Brahmin's house and sitting and eating that, all protected from all other caste. They had so much rituals, rules and regulations. So she did not like that Muslim boy is coming to eat there. She refused to serve me in her kitchen. She means Shiva Subramania's wife did not serve him, did not serve food for me in her kitchen. Shiva Subramania Iyer was not perturbed. Perturbed meaning is disturbed. But Shiva Subramania never disturbed. Nor did he get angry with his wife. He did not get angry with his wife, but instead what he did? Adara badalagi, instead means adara badalagi, what he did, served me with his own hands and sat down beside me to eat his meal. He also sat there in the kitchen. He only served Abdul Kalam food and he sat there inside the kitchen down. His wife watched us from behind the kitchen door. Now wife is watching them eating there in the kitchen from behind the door. I wondered whether she had observed any difference in the way I ate rice. I wondered means I was surprised whether she saw me or what. The way I eat, I means here Abdul Kalam, the way difference, whether she noticed any difference in the way I was eating rice, drinking water or cleaning the floor after the meal. After sitting there for the food, what you all do? You all leave like that only dirty and you get up and go. Then mother has to come and clean. No, not like that. This Abdul Kalam, see how he ate nicely, with well-mannered he ate, and he drank water also, and after eating he cleaned the floor also. And she was seeing that. Shiva Subramania's wife was seeing that. While I was leaving his house, Shiva Subramania Iyer invited me to join him for dinner again the next weekend. After that, once the eating is over, Shiva Subramania is calling Abdul Kalam. What he is telling? You come next week also. Come and eat with me. Observing my hesitation means this fellow did not like. Why? Because his wife was not happy that Abdul Kalam is going to his house and eating. So he did not like next time to go. Hesitation. He did not show that willingness. Hesitated he was. Not next time I will not come, like that he was feeling, hesitating. He told me not to get upset. He told me means Shiva Subramania Iyer told him, don't get worried. If she is not serving, I will serve you. I will take care of you. Come to my house. Like that. Don't get worried. Saying, once you decide to change the system, such problems have to be confronted. He said, if you want to change something, you have to bear all that anger or she is not happy that you are coming to my house because of the caste system. So we have to change the caste system. So when we want to bring some new changes, there should be all these things all obstacles are common. So you need not get worried. Let her not serve. I will serve you. But you come to my house. Once you decide to change the system, such problems, there will be like these problems if you want to change something. When I visited his house the next week, Shiva Subramania Iyer's wife took me inside the kitchen and served me food with her own hands. Next week again he went. Who went? Abdul Kalam went. Whose house? Science teacher's house. Who is the science teacher? Shiva Subramania Iyer is the science teacher. He went again. Now this time who served the food? His wife served the food inside the kitchen and served me food with her own hands. With her own hands she gave him food. last time she did not take him inside the kitchen. This time she took him inside the kitchen and she only served him food. See, how science teacher brought a change. Is it not? He was able to bring the change. First his wife got angry. She went out, did not serve. But second time when he came, she served him food. So like that caste system, he removed the caste system. Then the Second World War was over and India's freedom was imminent. Imminent means certain. Definitely India is going to get freedom. Indians will build their own India, declared Gandhiji. Gandhiji was very certain now. This time India is going to get freedom. So Gandhiji told Indians will build their own India. The whole country was filled with an unprecedented optimism. Unprecedented means as never before. Unprecedented means as never before. Never before Indians did not have that positive idea that we are going to get freedom. But this time India was certain to be. Absolutely India will get the freedom. They thought that unprecedented meaning is as never before. I asked my father for permission to leave Rameshwaram and study at the district headquarters in Ramanathapuram. Now he is asking permission. I asked my father, Abdul Kalam is asking permission from his father to leave that Rameshwaram and where he want to go to study. If you got the future education, he wants to go to Ramanathapuram. He is asking permission from his father. He told me as if thinking aloud, Abul, his father is telling, Abul, I know you have to go away to grow. Now he has to leave the home. Is it not? Rameshwaram he has to leave and he wants to go to where? Ramanathapuram he wants to go. So he has to leave the house. Who has to leave the house? Abdul Kalam has to leave the house. So what are the words his father is telling to him? Abul, I know you have to go away to grow. Why you are going to go away? You have to grow. You have to go and leave this house to grow, not to remain like that, to grow. Does the seagull not fly across the sun alone and without a nest? Seagull, he is telling. Seagull is a bird. Seagull is flying alone, is it not? In the sky, and it has to leave its nest. It cannot take the nest and cannot take other seagulls along with her. Is it not? So, you also have to go alone. He quoted Khalil Gibran to my hesitant mother. He quoted the words of Khalil Gibran. Mother was so much not so happy when the children are going away from the house. Mother feels very sad. So he is telling, he is consoling his wife, means Abdul Kalam's mother, quoting the words from Khalil Gibran. Your children are not your children. Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They are the sons and daughters of the whole world. They are not your children. They come through you but not from you. They are coming only. They are coming to this world but not from you. They are not coming. You may give them your love but not your thoughts. You can love your children. Mother can love your children. But mother cannot give her thoughts to the children because children have their own thoughts. For they have their own thoughts. It is their written children. Children have their own thoughts, so they have to go outside and they have to grow. So you need not feel sad that son is going to Ramanathapuram. You don't feel sad. You remain, be happy. He is going outside to grow. Now what you have to do is, you have to find out, you have to draw map of India and you have to see where exactly two places are coming. They have given Rameshwaram and Dhanuskodi. You have to find out, and this is a project work for you. You have to draw it in a white A4 sheet paper. Draw India and you have to mark there where exactly Dhanuskodi and Rameshwaram on the map. This you have to do. This is a project work for you. Notes I will be sending today. Thank you, students.